Lighten up. Lighten up. Lighten up. If you choose to see your cup as half empty, just add a little drop, and it will be half full again. Check the latest tune from Soul Good Family, and fill up at the stop, and you will feel full again, yeah. What we need is some optimism, yeah. We don't really need no pessimism. So take a big shot of realism and wash it down with more optimism. So lighten up. Lighten up. Lighten up. Lighten up. If you choose to see your cup as half empty, just add a little drop, and it will be half full again. Lighten up and check the, and you will feel cool again, yeah. And get ready for the overflow. Share it with everybody you know, and take it everywhere that you go. Just let your light shine, let it glow. Lighten up. Lighten up. Lighten up. Lighten up. Get ready for the overflow. Share it with everybody you know, and take it everywhere that you go. Just let your light shine, let it glow. Lighten up. Lighten up. Lighten up. Lighten up.
Thank you, Jeremy and Amy Brown.
You heard what they said. We have to lighten up.
Yes.
Oh, indeed.
So,
right?
before we start, for those that might be new here today, we were gone for a couple of weeks and we're back, but we want to thank some people that just really held the consciousness and light here while we were gone. And yeah, we're going to start with the guy who actually cleaned the carpets while we were gone. What a nice surprise that was.
Who's watching online
Glenn
right
Head,
now.
who is watching online, and who is also responsible for the next thing, which was our water heater that went in, who Rob Jones got on his back and brought his plumbing experiences back and just did for many hours, and we now have hot water. Thank you.
So we're all in hot water now. Yeah.
This all happened while we were gone. It was, yeah.
That was very exciting.
We didn't even have to micromanage it or anything. How about that? And then Jonathan, thank you for doing double duty and playing the bowls and holding the sound together while we're gone. And then our beautiful speakers. Is he okay? Okay, yeah. Yes, he's fine. Reverend Peggy, who spoke for us the first week, thank you. And Reverend Diane for her beautiful message the second week, and for her beautiful class that everybody really seemed to enjoy a lot. And then to Roseanne.
The queen of presiding.
The queen of presiding. She did such a great job. It's not an easy job to preside, and she did a great job. Thank you. And she said, I'm so glad you're back. So that's okay. And to Sue Wood.
Sue Wood,
who
practitioner intern.
Who stepped out and did her first spiritual mind treatment with everyone in her first meditation. She's a practitioner intern.
We were proud sitting there in New Mexico, or was that LA? I don't remember.
And then just to everybody on our Sunday team that held everything together. Just thank you if you're watching from home. All right, that's all I have to say about that.
Well, what are we going to say about birthdays?
I don't know.
Who had a birthday this month?
We're bringing Birthday Sunday back. August, if you had a birthday this month, please stand up. We want to sing to you.
We just want to celebrate you.
Yes.
And we brought it back. Our birthday Sundays are back, but now they're birthday cupcakes.
And you get a cupcake when you walk out the door.
Chocolate.
All right. So let's do it.
Ready?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, August birthdays.
Online too.
Happy birthday to you.
I know Tom Teal is watching right now, and it's his birthday month as well.
Okay, it
There you
is.
go.
That's right. He did have a birthday.
Okay.
All right, so
So now let's lighten up and
let's-
settle down.
so we have our peace candle, right?
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
I'm gonna
We're gonna invite Roseanne up to light
just
it.
so that she has something that she still feels that she's guiding us into the.
Do you want to take us into peace practice?
So this is our time, and boy, here we are again. We could certainly need some peace in our world right now, but we all know that with everything that's going on, that it starts right here. That's where we cannot, here's the fatherly wisdom for the day. We cannot expect peace if we do not have peace within ourselves. So let's start there, shall we? We're back right here. Oh, and if you're new, I am married to her, so it's really okay that we're not like 6 feet. We're really okay. So who is here for the very first time? You cannot hide from us because you have shells on. Ah, shells. Hey, that is wonderful.
Oh,
and
welcome.
And if you are at home and it's the first time viewing us, go find some shells and put them on around you, because we want to let you know that we have some information on you, and we'd like to share it with everyone, if you don't mind. Okay. Well, actually, you guys already know it, right? So we should let them know. Okay.
You are magnificent.
Oh, I bet you're wondering, how could we ever
She
know
knows.
How could we know your magnificence? Well, we know that because, just like what I talked about with peace, we know that about ourselves first, and then you just become a wonderful, glorious mirror for us to see ourselves. It's like God meeting God. So, can you put your hands on your heart, and we can all say together,
I am magnificent.
Oh, my God. Oh, they're looking at us from... Of course we know you're magnificent. Should we let them know who's viewing in, who they are?
You are magnificent.
Now look to your left, to your right. I don't care where you look anymore. Just let somebody know they're magnificent. You're magnificent.
You too, Elle.
Magnificent.
Oh. All right, let's
we have
have our...
magnificent Elle here, too.
We've got an opening song here. Oh, I want to introduce Elle, who's come to share her beautiful music with Jeremy and Amy
they're
today.
Still bathing in magnificence.
Okay, all right,
So
let's
Elle,
do it.
welcome.
Okay, thank you for having me.
All right,
bet.
Happy to be here.
opening song.
The light comes down, warming the ground, roots of the spire, vines growing higher. Nature, beauty, the cleansing rains, the cooling breeze, to taste the clean air from the green forest rejoicing. We breathe life from the trees, and all is healing. And rivers flow, run into the sea, they are the veins and our lifeline. They're singing to us now and weeping as we plow over the landscape. We've got what we need, planting the seed, reconnect ourselves, redefine our wells, give praise to the Most High. Gratitude for all we are given. Yeah, it's time to wake up. It's it's time to wake up. Oh yeah, it's time to wake up, wake up. Oh, oh yeah, it's time to wake up. It's time to wake up. Oh yeah, it's time to wake up, wake up. Oh, and up through the earth, up from the ground, the shadows emerge, it lights all around. Swim free, come to me, we love your way. We're in the sea and high beyond, colors of dawn, glory rejoicing. We're born free here again. The mother's healing and waves of love travel as we sing. We are all one with all things, equal in the light, colors of a kite, flying together. We complement the one under the sun. From the light we came, and of it we remain. Give praise to the Most High, gratitude for all we are given. Oh yeah, it's time to wake up. It's time to wake up. Oh yeah, it's time to wake up, wake up. Oh, oh yeah, it's time to wake up. It's time to wake up. Oh yeah, it's time to wake up, wake up. Oh.
Well, you heard what they said. We're not pushing that snooze alarm anymore. First time, right here, we're waking up. Take a moment to just feel that wake-up call that's coming from within, coming from everywhere, that power, that source, that thing that we call love, that is saying, gorgeous spiritual beings, it's time to wake up, gently wake up. And so with that, I just know that we've come together today knowing that we are fully awake. My eyes are wide open. I see from that place of the divine. I see from the place of life itself. And I celebrate it as I look at each and every one of us here today, knowing who we are. Everyone online, we know who we are, don't we? We know because we're awake. We're awake. And with that, we celebrate it. So with that, I just say thank you. Mahalo, mahalo. Can you say mahalo with me? Mahalo. As together we affirm. And so it is.
And shooting stars dancing in the night, a pure delight. And we wonder just what there is beyond another kind of light. Bursting with color, we see it in the fields, mandalas revealed, geometric love we see from up above. Give praise to the Most High, gratitude for all we are given. Oh yeah, it's time to wake up. It's time to wake up. Oh yeah, it's time to wake up. Wake up. Oh,
Do I want to sing along?
oh yeah, it's time to wake up. It's time to wake up. Oh yeah, it's time to wake up. Wake up.
Yeah. I think we're all awake now, tingling all
Thank you.
over.
That was beautiful. So we would like to invite up Roseanne, our practitioner for the day, to lead us in our affirmation and our meditation.
See, we're weaning you slowly back into the...
Good morning.
Morning.
And as we've done every Sunday for the last few Sundays, we have an affirmation. I'm going to read it, and then if you'd like to, repeat it 3 times, and just to get us grounded into knowing who we are. The affirmation is, I am vibrating at the frequency of the divine. I am vibrating at the frequency of the divine. I am vibrating at the frequency of the divine. I am vibrating at the frequency of the divine. Just taking a moment and letting that sink in. As we prepare for our contemplation time, just relax in your chairs and know that this is a safe space for each of you to just go within, release what has come before. And I have a seed thought if you choose to take it in with you during this time of meditation. It's from that great philosopher Albert Einstein. There are 2 ways to live. You can live as if nothing is a miracle, or you can live as if everything is a miracle. Enjoy your time. There are 2 ways to live. You can live as if nothing is a miracle, or you can live as if everything is a miracle. I know which way I choose. And I choose that everything is a miracle. And I know and believe that there is one source of everything in this entire universe. That is the source that I call God, working in and through everything, in and through its creation. So that means it's working in and through me, right here, right now, at this very moment. And I know that it works through each and every person here and within the sound of my voice. And I know that it is a miracle that we are here. It is a miracle that the moment of our conception, that we were come to express more and more. And I know that that expression means expressing life at all levels. And I know it is a miracle that there is a healing that can take place at any moment of our lives. And right here and right now, this moment of healing is taking place. And it takes place with our relationships. For love is our name. Love is who we are. And that a healing can take place in all of our relationships. And knowing this truth, I know it is for our physical bodies too, that the source of life, that God is the source working in and through our bodies at every single moment. And the intelligence of the universe is the intelligence that works in and through our bodies, working in and through every cell, so that we are vibrant, energetic, and can express our lives fully. And knowing that it's so in our relationships and in our bodies, I know it is in our finances. For there is an abundance of the universe. Everywhere we look, we see an abundance. So knowing that we cannot count the grains of sand or the leaves on any tree, we know that abundance, that gift, is flowing in and through each of us. And it is good. And I know that that creative spirit that started everything, that spirit that I call God, is the creative spirit that works in and through its creation. And that means it works in and through each of us at every moment. And so opening up all of those valves and openings in our hearts and letting it go, letting that creativity come out into the world each and every moment, knowing that we walk with love, with creativity, with wealth, and with health. I am so grateful for this knowledge, and I let it go and release it as we affirm together. And so it is.
Here there is a silence, so full, so free. Here there is a kindness, so bold and clean. Forgiveness flourishes in this stream. Here there is a symphony symphony when seabirds in the air, love sings, always there, angels carry our prayer, peace on earth, brother come, receive the light, sister come and free your light, peace on earth. Brother, come, receive the light. Sister, come and free your light. Peace on earth. All the sides rise, all united points in the sky. The truth is spoken, all the sides rise, all united points in the sky. Third eye open, believe we're ready. We're released, we're meant to be free. Every living thing, freedom flourishes in this dream. Peace on earth, brother, come, receive the light. Sister, come and free your light. All the sides rise, all unite. All the sides rise, all unite. Peace on earth, we're meant to be free. Peace on earth, we're meant to be free. Peace on earth, peace on earth, we're meant to be free. Peace on earth.
Thank you. That was really beautiful. Are these original songs that you wrote, Elle?
Yeah,
Oh,
they came
thank you.
through here on this island. Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for bringing her. Oh, so I'm back. Do you realize that? Do you realize it's been like, well, I did give the talk on Zoom, and then, so that was, I think it's been 4 weeks since I've been here, I think, right? So for those of you who don't know, I had somehow gotten COVID-19. I don't know how it happened, or I don't really care. I processed it really easily. I really didn't have very many symptoms at all, if anything, just being tired. So I'm back, and I'm grateful that it was an easy journey for me, and one where I got to learn a lot, staying at home. Anyway, But I don't want to talk about that today because that's over. And the interesting part is that right after that, I mean, I came out of quarantine on Monday, and then on Wednesday we left for the mainland. And I want to talk more about that today because it was an amazing trip, and I'm just so grateful that I had the opportunity to travel. I mean, before the pandemic, we left the island maybe three times a year, 4 sometimes, and it was the first time in almost 2 years that I had seen my children and my grandchildren. You know how kids grow, right? And then my oldest granddaughter is 22, if you could believe that, and she graduated from college, so we got to celebrate her. So it was just, I'm just so grateful that I took the leap and did it. Because at first, I have to tell you, I was a little nervous about it because I was like, okay, what's it going to be like out there? And how are people going to accept me, you know, in my family because I just had, you know, COVID? Are they going to be afraid of me or whatever? Or just, you know, but it wasn't like that at all. It was a whole new world. It was, remember in the Aladdin film when they sing that song, A Whole New World, I think Aladdin sings it to the princess, and he's riding above everything and showing her the world because it's a different perspective. And I feel that I got a whole different perspective leaving the island and than I did when I was here. Because I think sometimes, and it's true, like if we stay isolated, we start to see things from an isolated point of view. We only hear one thing or whatever, but when we open up, we get different perspectives and different energy and all of that. And I feel that that's what I got from leaving. One of the great gifts was that I was able to see the world, that people were traveling and that people were loving each other. And not that we don't love each other here, we do plenty of that, but people were kind. And I know I set my intention for it to be that way when I left. For those of you that don't, and I think mostly everybody here does know what the science of mind and spirit, that we do spiritual mind treatment and meditation and all of that. And we set intentions. And I set an intention, and my Patrick and I always do this when we leave, that we would have a first class trip all the way, and that we would be greeted with that kind of energy as we traveled. And we got bumped up coming back into first class, and then, which isn't really what, I mean, we just say first class. We're not really thinking literally first class. We're thinking that we're going to be in first class no matter where we are, right? And so that's what, you know, manifested. And I feel that it's very important these days, and it's always important, but I feel like even more so right now for us to have very strong intentions of how we want to live, that we're not waiting for something to tell us it's okay to go live our life, that we can be safe, we can be, you know, guided, we can be guarded, we can be protected, we can move with an energy of positivity through an experience. Now, I will tell you that on our way back, we had an interesting experience at LAX airport, because, you know, for any of you that have been there, it's a very high energy place. And you can get sucked into that energy very easily. It's very exciting, especially coming from here where you're, you know, where we don't see anybody like in big crowds like that. It's like, whoa, you know, it's like, whoa. The freeways are like that too, right? I didn't drive. Patrick drove the whole time. Thank God. I didn't want to drive. But people are going like 75, 80, 85 miles an hour, and we're used to like going a little plodding along. But anyway, so coming back, because when we went, we stopped in LA first and had an experience there. But coming back, we stayed in LAX for a few hours so we could make our connection. It's so easy, everyone, to get sucked into the energy, and as soon as you do, things start to change and shift, and you can feel it. All of a sudden, our experience. We bought. I'm not going to talk for Patrick, for myself. I started buying into the excitement and the, you know, and the negative energies that were coming up. I started moving in that directions, and then all of a sudden, it was starting to be reflected back to me. What turned as a, a positive experience, things started to go wrong. I lost my phone, all this, little things like that. I thought I lost my phone, I didn't. But the good thing is you can shift. You can shift in a moment, and you can go, whoa. If you're conscious, if you're awake, like your song said, you can feel it, and you go, what the hell am I doing? All right, I'm taking a deep breath right now, and I'm centering myself, and I'm remembering who I am, and I'm remembering what my intention was, and I'm refocusing. And that's the beauty. We don't have to get sucked away and be unconscious. We're very, very, very conscious if we choose to be. So as soon as I did that, everything shifted. People were friendly again. People were kind again. There was a lady in a C's candy booth in the middle of LAX, because we were lost at one point, who jumped out of the booth to show us where to go. Like, oh, let me help you, let me help you. And that was like what we were greeted with as soon as we shifted our energy. And there was kindness, and it was wonderful. So I know the world is crazy, we think, and there's a lot of crazy things going on, we think, but we don't have to buy into that. We don't have to buy into that. We don't have to buy into that. We can choose how we want to live in this whole new world. And I think the more we try to force back to the way things were, like we keep saying we want the way things were, the harder it's going to be for us. I think there's something really spectacular starting to happen. And it's looking in some ways like it's dark and there's things going on, but there's something else happening underneath, and it's us. It's us being asked to step into the true, loving, compassionate energy that we are. That's what it's asking us to do. This vibration, the shift that's happening, it's asking us, because if we don't, we're going to get lost. We're going to get lost. And we're going to start to be dragged down with everything that everyone's saying, or we're not going to know what we believe anymore. We've got to stay true to who we are, because we are truly love. We are truly compassion. We are truly powerful. And, this was just a little example of what consciousness can do. But, we do a lot of preparations when we travel. And now we have to do more than anything. We have to go to Safe Travels and upload all this and that and fill out forms and stuff. But the most important thing we have to prepare is our consciousness, no matter what. When we're packing our bags, or if we're staying here, or whatever we're doing, going to Costco, whatever, going out into the world, we have to, being at home with our family, we have to prepare our consciousness, and we can't let it go. So how do I do it? I use spiritual mind treatment. It's powerful, and it works. Aligning and saying you know who you are, and stating an intention and giving thanks for it in advance and releasing it to a law that's going to take you whichever way. How do I know a little lady in a C's candy booth was going to run out and show me which way to go? I couldn't have planned that. You can't plan how the law of mind and spirit and law of mind and action is gonna help your life. You just have to be open to setting your intention and letting it flow, and it will take you places that you never knew were possible. And persistence is another thing. We give up too easily, I think, sometimes. We got turned on to Bob Proctor while we were gone, of all people. I think he's 87 right now, and he's still out there motivating people. But there was one thing he said that was we really took it away with us. It was that we read a lot of books, we take workshops, and we get real turned on by it and everything, but we don't really practice it. He has this thing on his desk, and I bought one so I would have it, where he keeps the book open to this page, right? And he says, I'm not moving from this page until I'm practicing that, right? Because there's so much information out there. There's so many people and wonderful information and books and classes and all that stuff. But if we don't take it and use it, and he said, I stay on the page. I think he got it from somebody else. I don't know who it was, but maybe it was Earl Nightingale or something. I stay on the page until I'm actually practicing that. And I thought, wow, that is totally positive, great. So when we were there, we got to see the Vincent van Gogh immersive Van Gogh exhibit in Los Angeles, and I heard it closed here. I don't know why it closed here, but on Oahu because of COVID. Well, it'll be back. You know, guys, it'll be back. You can't stop the power of creativity. And, you know, we got to do what we got to do. We got to wear a mask, we wear a mask. We do what we have to do to move through this. And the more we just move through it and continue our intentions, the easier it's going to be and the faster it's going to go away. But it's here now, so we have to deal with it. So Immersive Van Gogh will be back. And in fact, those artists are putting another one together on Michelangelo. So, you know, you can't stop theater, you can't stop creativity, it's here. So in the exhibit, there's a quote that they have at the very beginning, and I just want to use that in my closing. And he wrote this. He wrote, the beginning, Vincent van Gogh, I guess, said, yeah, we always say Vincent van Gogh, but it's Vincent van Gogh. The beginning, he says, is perhaps more difficult than anything else. But keep heart. It will all turn out all right. And I think that we are at a beginning now of something new. And it's difficult. There's a lot of difficult things happening that we have to deal with. And we have to remember and believe that it does all turn out all right. We're built to live. We're built to expand. We're built for love. That's what we're built for. And the more we do that, the more we'll move through this. Instead of trying to resist it, just move through it. Keep your intentions, keep your love, keep your compassion. We need compassion more than anything right now. Compassion, and I loved Reverend Diane's talk last week when she talked about that, because we all have different opinions. We all have different things going on, but doesn't mean we can't get along. The worst thing that could happen is if we all turn against each other, right? It's the worst thing that could happen, because that's going to weaken everything. So it's difficult, but just remember that it is difficult sometimes in the beginning when you're making a change, but it does turn out all right. And we have to look at things new. When I was studying acting, we used to do an exercise where it was to give us just a new perspective. The teacher would say, I want you all to get down on the floor and pretend you're a baby. And you've never seen any of this stuff before. And experience it from that place. And it was the most powerful exercise, because you took all your expectations away and you just experienced a piece of dirt. You experienced this or that you found on your little travels crawling around the floor. So I think that's kind of how we have to look at this. Like, we have to have an open perspective and just know that there might be some difficulties and we're going to have some problems, and hey, I got sick. Things happen. But we don't have to be that. We're not COVID-19. We're spiritual beings. We're powerful. We're built for this, like I said. So I'm going to say it one more time so we can take Vincent's words with us. The beginning is perhaps more difficult than anything else, but keep heart. It will all turn out all right. Namaste. Thank you.
Thanks, Reverend Rita.
Thank you.
So as you know, we invited our dear friend. She's like our sister, Elle. And Elle Christelle is her name as a recording artist, and she's amazing. So we're glad you guys are enjoying her music so far. And this next song is like the most famous song you probably never heard. It's called What a World, and every time we get together and play music with Elle, everybody wants to hear What a World. And so we're going to do this tune for you guys. We thought about doing A Whole New World today, but we didn't quite have the Aladdin song. But so that's why we realized like it's time to bring Elle to CSL Kauai and share some of her songs. What a World.
Thanks for having me.
Enjoy.
I appreciate it. The time is drawing near The fog will surely clear. People waking up and filling their own cup. No longer zombified, inventing their own ride. And that which needs to go will give us all a show. What a world, what a world. Here we go, here we go. What a world, what a world. Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Mary and her friends, they choose not to pretend. They're meeting more and more, just like long before. They're mending wounded sea and lands. They speak and use their hands. And power from this source is love, the greatest force. What a world, what a world. Ah, yeah, here we go, here we go. Ah, yeah, what a world, what a world. Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. We open our eyes, visualize another way of life. Don't be surprised, we'll meet in the sky, another paradise. And everybody's got their choice, how to use their voice. Some do just what they're told, while others won't be bought or sold. We open our eyes, visualize another way of life. Don't be surprised, we'll meet in the sky, another paradise. We open our eyes, visualize another way of life. Don't be surprised, we'll meet in the sky, another paradise. What a world, what a world. Oh yeah, here we go, here we go. What a world, what a world. Yeah, here we go, here we go, here we go.
Come on, sing along.
What a world, what a world. Here we go, here we go.
Clap your hands.
Oh yeah,
What a world, what a world.
Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go.
What a world, what a world.
What a beautiful, beautiful,
Here we go,
beautiful
here we go.
world. Oh,
What a world, what a world.
what a beautiful, beautiful,
Here we go, here we
beautiful
go.
world.
What a world, what a world.
What a beautiful world.
Here we go,
Here we go. Here we go.
What a world, what a world.
What a beautiful, beautiful,
Here we go,
beautiful world. Oh, what a world. Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. What a world.
All right.
Who needs Aladdin?
That's right.
We have our own world
Oh,
here.
Christelle.
There you go. Give it up again. Yes. I was just sitting over there thinking to myself, because, there's been a little roller coaster. I'm not always as filled with such excitement and energy, always. Right, Rita? But I just was watching this incredible vibration and feeling it and saying, wow, no matter what's going on, we can vibrate at the frequency of the divine. And whatever that divine means to you, it doesn't need a name, as I always say, because it's everything anyway. So how are you? Yeah, I thought of that this morning. I thought, how are you? How is everyone doing in the world, this new world, this world of whatever? And somebody was saying the other day, I remember saying, how are you to somebody? And they said, well, I'm going to be really honest with you. And I said, oh, I'd prefer you lie. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. It sucks right now. And I went, yeah. Okay. Now we can celebrate. We can bring in the frequency of the divine now. But first we got to feel it. We got to feel it, and it's all okay. We just don't want to move in there. We all know what that's like. I've had a few pity parties in the last year and 5 months and 4 days and 24. But it's, you know what? It's really okay. This is what I wrote, but I'm using my own quote because I can. We cannot conceive and manifest a whole new world while perceiving and hanging on to the old world as our only choice. I'll read it again. Damn, he's good. We cannot conceive and manifest a whole new world while perceiving and hanging on to the old world as our only choice. And sometimes it feels and it has felt like this is our only choice. And then it changes again and it changes again and it's just, wow. I've been questioning a lot since we, went on our little excursion. And I could feel the vibration, I'll be honest with you, of fear. I could feel it. I went to my old stomping grounds in Hollywood. Has anybody ever been to the Griffith Park Observatory? And yeah, I had some moments up there. Whew, ran up there. And I used to run up there. And I remember I was a smoker at the time, 25-something years ago. Oh, don't judge. You've all done things too. It may not have been cigarettes, but we'll pull them out too. But I remember my roommate so angry at me because I would go, okay, let's go running. And I ran the entire hill, and it's steep. And then I would get up and I would touch James Dean's head because that's where Rebel Without a Cause was filmed, the fight scene. And I always touch that. So I've been doing that for a while, but I haven't been back in 4 years. And I ran a marathon a couple of years ago. I run even more these days. And so I'm like, I can't wait to do this. I'm going to relive. And then I started to run. And I was going, this is impossible. I'm out of breath. Wait, no, this is no. And I'm running up there. And I finally stopped. And I said, I guess I'm not supposed to run this today. But I remember Captain Ego coming in and saying to me, you run this all the time. But I was out of practice. And that's kind of what spirituality is all about. Trust me. When we remember what we used to do, the body will respond. It'll go back there. And if I had stayed a week or so and did it every day, I bet that I would have relived that particular thing. And then I realized, dude, it's really not that important. No one's filming. Captain Ego out and just, it's okay. And I had an incredible time walking up. And then I met some people that were very friendly and others that were not. They were like, I'm going, what? And so, and they were like, oh, don't breathe on me. And it was so sad in my heart because I was at my old place where all I could feel is solutions. And I would go up there and just really complain and see my life and make decisions. And people were afraid of me. And I went, oh, wow, they don't even know me. Isn't that amazing? After you know me, you can be afraid of me. But not there. And so I was asking myself a lot of questions in my old stomping ground. And one was, where am I spending my mind time? Where am I spending this time? Going, oh, they're afraid of me while the other people are, hi, how are you? You're huffing and puffing too? I was like, yeah, but I used to not. If you knew me 5 years ago, I could run up. No, I didn't do that. And I realized, where am I investing my beautiful frequency, my energy? And what frequency am I tuning into? To piggyback on Rita, when we were at the airport, we did this powerful thing in the morning. And I said, this is how it's going to go. Not this is how it's going to happen. But everywhere we go, we're going to be vibrating. And we're going to meet really nice people, and it's going to be a wonderful experience. And then we ended up at the international airport and got over there, not because they're international, but they sent us over there. And then the moment we walked in, I'm going to tell it from a visceral. We walked in, he's going, I'm going to miss my plane to Lahui. And it was frantic. And we weren't going to miss it because we still had 3 hours to go. And I'm going, I want to go to Delta Lounge. I had this whole thing planned, right? Delta Lounge, where they take care of you and make you feel all first class. And then we were over this, we couldn't even find a place to eat because they're still under construction and stuff. So I'm over here. Do you hear the energy switch? And then it was like, I felt like I had to help them get to Lahui. Do you want my ticket? I mean, I was getting all codependent. And then all of a sudden, Rita and I are walking, and there's a person that passed out, and everybody's over there, and no food. There's Panda Express, no offense, but it was the only thing open. And then I started getting all into, and she was mean to me, and this, and all of a sudden I went, oh, Joe, what are you doing, man? And I looked at Rita and I said, this isn't what we signed up for. We didn't sign up for this. I got a power that moves through me as me. This is nonsense. See, if I talk like that, the law, the spirit doesn't go, oh, he's speaking crossly to me. I'm going to make it really rough on him now. It doesn't work that way. It was about being direct. And I said, Rita, what's going on? Her phone goes off. They sent us back to the internet at the LAX. And then everything opened up. We got off the tram, and they said, hi, you're back. Oh, good. Now the food over here is better. There's no food over there. And everything started really opening up. And then our plane went out, by the way, and we said, and they replaced it with an international jet. And I'll explain to you what goes on there. You know your little seats? Zoop, back. A little bed. I was in a bed. I was going, now we're back aligned. But it did, and bad. And somebody said, did you sleep? Sleep? I had Cabernets to order. Are you kidding? And furthermore, no, I didn't do that. Oh, well, I did the Cabernet, but not the, but the frequency, I really, really got it. It wasn't like, oh, give me first class and give me this. No, I want to be in a frequency that is filled with love and excitement and compassion and all of those wonderful things and love. I want to be immersed in love. And I deserve it and I demand it. Yeah, oh yeah, I demanded it. But then I saw myself getting off, just like Rita was saying. Wow. Do you see the two difference of energy? The one that's exciting and saying, not, oh, does everything turn out? No. But sometimes we got to look at fear and we got to say, fear, get out. Out. But sometimes you got to go, fear, thank you for thinking you were protecting me. But now, get out. And I want to just tell you a little, I met fear. When I came back, I had some advice from Facebook. But when you come back from traveling, you have like 3 days kind of get in and then go get tested. And the reason I'm going to tell you about that whole thing, about fear. We have a responsibility because we're the founders and the spiritual directors of this place called CSL Kauai. If I was just up there writing my book, which I'm still doing, by the way, if I was up there writing my book, and I would maybe have a different perspective about different things. But right now, I feel, Rita and I feel, we have a lot of children. And you're wonderful. And we love you. And so the fear was, they said, go and get tested. Well, let me tell you what happened. I started going into fear mode because I went, I'm going down, getting tested because, I'm going back. And then, it's a responsible thing to do. And then all of a sudden, they said, well, in 4 hours, and it was passing 4 hours. And then I started going into this is it. But guess what? Never once was I afraid of COVID. I was afraid of quarantine. I was afraid to be isolated. I was afraid that I couldn't go to my massage on Saturday. And I'm serious. I was afraid that I wouldn't be able to stand here. Yeah, we can. And so that's the perspective that we're all looking at. Can you see? It reminded me of Reverend Diane's wonderful workshop that people are talking about, and your talk about right brain, left brain, the hemisphere. And the right brain is doing this and the left brain is doing that. And it made such sense because the right sees the whole picture, sees a different perspective. And I said, and Rita, and how are we going to meet it? Rita said, well, if you end up in quarantine like I did, then we'll do this and we'll do that. And I'm on this running thing. I'm thinking, well, I guess I could go in the backyard and just run in place and run back and forth. And I can, not go into COVID eating and just continue my process of my body image. And what I realized was, or I could say, oh my God, I'm in quarantine, shame on me, blah, 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 blah. So I realized that the fear that I was holding wasn't about a virus. It was about the virus of shame and fear of what other people are doing to each other that I never in my life, ever dreamt that I would be afraid of a sneeze or a cough. And now we're at another place in time. Doesn't mean we're not cautious. It just means what I'm saying is no. I cannot every time I sniff my nose, panic. And so what happened? I was buying into that. You can still be cautious and not buy in. So I also had another couple of thoughts is that we do a lot of thinking, don't we? Just always thinking. Yeah, thinking. And I was thinking, and these are great questions, would I like the thought that I am thinking to create my life? And if you can say, yeah, actually this is a powerful thought. But I've had thoughts that I don't want creating my life. Some fear thoughts, I don't want them creating my life. The other thing I said, would I like the words I am expressing to create my life? There'd be a lot of quiet moments. Because that's where I'm at in my evolution, my frequency. And I think we can all be there. We can all do that because of who we are. And it doesn't mean that when we don't, I can always tell it's great to have a partner, especially another minister, because I'll get into a little tear that I think I'm really not doing it, And then, Brother Martin, what did they expect? And then Rita's going. And then I notice she's not participating, which then makes you feel like you're all alone at your own pity party, And how dare we've got to live and we've got to... And then do you remember? Because we keep having these agreements. COVID isn't allowed in the mountain to talk in the house. So I ask us with spirituality this one question, or maybe two. When we come here together, because I really want to just real deal this for a second, we're in an incredible global family. And we are at a place where we can support one another. And CSL Kauai, I believe, has to be here. And I want to honor some people online that didn't feel they could be here. But they're here watching right now. And they're like, oh, I don't know if they're apologizing. Please don't. They said, I'm not ready now. I need to separate for a while because of what's going on the island. And then you have to say, I love you. I love you. We're family. We'll support. We have technology that supports that we can be here and be and do, but not like, never feel. Someone said to me, You know, I know it's fear, like an apology. No, you don't have to apologize. The last thing any of us need to do is apologize. Wherever you are is exactly where we want to be in this moment. So the last question I ask you is this. Why would you be an extra? This is my Hollywood time. Why would you be an extra in your own movie when you can be the star? This is our own movie. We're all playing in each other's movie right here. And I believe we can play it well, and we can all get an Oscar for our performance in this time and space. I love you. I'm going to end with this wonderful quote by someone who will not be mentioned because I didn't write their name. I should have just kept quoting me, but that didn't happen, did it? The intuitive mind, this might be Proctor. The intuitive mind is a sacred gift. Einstein. Of course it was Einstein. I was going to take it as mine, but that would be it. The intuitive mind is a sacred gift, and the rational mind is a faithful servant. We have created a society that honors the servant and has forgotten the gift. He deserves another read of that one, right? This intuitive mind is a sacred gift, and the rational mind is a faithful servant. We have created a society that honors the servant and has forgotten the gift. And I leave us with that we can remember the gift. And for those of you who do not like the word servant, because we have a law that I believe was instilled in us that we get to use as our faithful servant, right? But we have to direct it. And all servant means is to serve. And I think we have all, in this whole new world, we have an opportunity to serve one another. And it is such an honor for me personally to be able to serve you and serve all of you that tune into this wonderful, wonderful safe place called CSL Kauai. Namaste. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Right. Where are we? We're ready for abundance, right? Yes, abundance. So this is our time of giving. Thank you for all the gifts that come in from online and in the room and everywhere. Thank you for supporting Center for Spiritual Living Kauai as we move forward during this pandemic out into the world. We just keep going. We keep going, and it's all because of us supporting each other. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And we have a song, I think, right? Yes. And I believe that for those of you who are online, you can now text your gifts. You can text me here too. What's the number though? I don't have it. Rob has it online. 431-3943. Area code 808. Yes. 808-431-3943.
Global family out there.
All right. Or you can go to the website.
You ready?
Yes.
Blessed am I, Spirit am I am the infinite within my soul. I have no beginning and I have no end. All this I am. Blessed am I, Spirit am I am the infinite within my soul. I have no beginning and I have no end. All this I am. Blessed am I, Spirit am I am the infinite within my soul. I have no beginning and I have no end. All this I am. Blessed am I, Spirit am I am the infinite within my soul. I have no beginning and I have no end. All this I am.
All of these blessings that are in these baskets and coming in online, they are the frequency of the divine. That is the gift that keeps on giving, and that's every breath we take, our life itself. And that's what we all share. As it comes in, it goes out. Mahalo for all of those blessings. And
So it is.
So it is.
Thank you, Sue. Thank you, Roseanne. So we don't have a children's center right now, but it doesn't mean we can't send the energy out into the field
Yes.
for our loving children all over the world. So let's let them know who they are and let's feel it so that they feel it, all right? You are amazing. You are perfect. You are magnificent. And we love you. Yes. All right.
So we have a few announcements.
Yes.
What's happening on Tuesday, Rev Rita?
On Tuesday, we are having a healing circle here. There's been a little confusion on the date and the time, but it is on this Tuesday. It starts at 6:30 and goes to around 7:15, 7:30. Maria Christina will be here doing the music, and practitioners will be here to stand in meditation and prayer with us, and just bring your whatever's going on in your mind, heart, soul that you want to just have the truth revealed about. You don't have to say anything. You just sit there and receive. And it's a beautiful, beautiful time. And it is live streamed.
That's right.
Thank you,
So,
Rob.
yes.
So those of you that
people
can't be
have-
here
yeah.
will get to see it online.
They've been participating a lot with it, so
Right.
I'm glad you're up there. Okay, telethon. Stand aside. Telethon, 6 hours. We had it. So you might be asking, why are they having another telethon? Well, as you look around you, we're still not open to full capacity. You see all those beautiful chairs back there? They will be filled someday, I'm sure, and they will, and I know that. But in the meantime, we're not only continuing ourselves growing, but we have a few surprises on that day too, right? And it wouldn't be a surprise if I told you. But we will tell you soon. And not only that, but Rita and I have a few announcements about our future, our global future, and what we're going to be doing when we leave this place in 2 years or 2.5. Can you believe it's already? Wow. But anyway, so it's time to expand, and that's what this is about. We have local talent. Aha.
Yeah,
Yes,
they'll be here.
and we have speakers. And the thing that we're adding is it's all about Kauai. So we're adding videos, little video snips of different things that are going on in the island. Now you know that the Frasers watched it nonstop. If I remember, I'm not going to point you out, but I just did. But what will happen is last year she said we had plans, and we turned it on just to catch a little bit of it. And 6 hours later, they were still there. So be aware if you tune in.
And
but it's just going to be a lot of fun.
And I just want to give a special shout out to Melissa Mojo, because if it wasn't for her, she just, she's working with Angela, but she's so organized and she's so talented in this area, and she's putting the whole thing together. And thank you, Angela, for helping her.
Angela's on board, and Angela needs volunteers, so she's here today. And so if you want to volunteer for that, see her afterwards, okay?
Because there will be no one in the room besides those that are coming to perform and to help. So we're looking for people to like I said, help Angela, because there's different little tasks that we need done while we're doing this 6
and
hours.
pass the word to all your family and friends and everybody that you don't know.
And then the other thing we want to mention today is that on September 11th, we've decided to do something called Global Connection Saturday, and we're going to do a Zoom. And whoever wants to be on that Zoom, we're going to have meditation, a little bit of maybe talking, but sharing how we're feeling right now and things that are going on in our life, and do some prayer and stuff. So we'd like you to tune in. So go to, I guess it's out in the e-blast, but I'll put it on the website too. Go to the e-blast and reserve so you can get your Zoom link.
So
it will be totally online. It won't be here in this room. So,
And it gives us an opportunity. There are so many, what you may not know, especially if you're new, we have a strong global community. people on the mainland and people in other countries that do tune in, but we don't get to see them unless they come to our island or we go to them. So it's such a beautiful opportunity. And we thought, I think we need to see each other. So I think we all need to just jump on there for a day and see what happens. And
so it's going to be 9 a.m. Hawaii time on the September 11th, which puts it to 12 noon California time.
California,
and then,
12 noon.
I guess 3 o'clock New York time. I just do it that way. Oh, here it's 9 a.m. Okay, it'll be on Zoom. And we just ended up on September 11th, but how interesting is that? Because that's
What
a very sacred day for
Yeah.
all of us. So it was the perfect day that it ended up on, I believe. Anyway, so I think that's it, right?
That's it.
Yeah.
We
I
love
think
you.
We're good. We love
We
you.
love
Thank
you.
you for
And
coming
you
today.
first time
We're everything.
people, I just want you to know we're always like this. It's just, it's always. Right?
And you must be Laura from Tucson? Yes,
Laura
she
from
comes from
Tucson.
Reverend Jonathan's church in Tucson.
Yeah.
Our good friend, Reverend Jonathan. So thank you for
Yes,
being here today,
thank you.
taking part of your vacation to be with us. All right. So I think we're ready to close out.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. I hope I have all the
build that
ideas.
little strumming thing happening. I might have to dance. I think I already have been, haven't I?
Love is the solution. Love is the solution, baby. Love is the solution. Love is the solution, baby. Ooh, oh, oh.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Here we are, sharing our hearts and our minds. We're lifting consciousness all the time. Here we are, sharing our hearts and our minds. We're lifting consciousness all the time. We're lifting consciousness all the time. We're lifting consciousness on the road of creation. We're rocking good vibrations. Love is the solution to the earthly complications. Blessed with opportunity to strengthen the community. Open up and you will see we're consecrating unity. Here we are, sharing our hearts and our minds. We're lifting consciousness all the time. Here we are, sharing our hearts and our minds. We're lifting consciousness all the time. We're lifting consciousness all the time. We're lifting consciousness.
All right, we're lifting consciousness in gratitude. I want to start my gratitude with Ron Stover back there, and for the cupcakes that he's holding in his hand. Everyone gets a cupcake if they want it when they leave for a happy birthday. So I'm grateful for that and grateful for Ron. I'm also grateful for our Malama team, Yana and Luis. Thank you for serving today. For Roseanne as our practitioner, thank you, thank you, thank you. To Rob back there on live stream, thank you. To Jonathan on sound, thank you. To who's in the bookstore today? Roseanne? Oh, Roseanne in the bookstore. All right. And to Jeremy and Amy and Elle. Thank you so much. Thank you. And thank you to everyone here for being here today, everyone online that tuned in. It's a beautiful thing. We have lifted consciousness. I know that just by being here together, and I'm grateful for that. And I know now that we can take this out and use it. Take it out into the world and spread the love, spread the light. That's what I know. And so I just affirm it with a big mahalo, and so it is. So it is.
It is. Together our culture's strong. Songs of freedom keeping on. Reflections of the light of dawn. Songs of love, so sing along. The melodies come from the sky. coming through to I and I. Show us how to live and why we got to keep vibrations high.
Here we are. You look beautiful.
Sharing our hearts and our minds.
Break it down, Patrick.
You know we're lifting consciousness all the time. Here we are, sharing our hearts and our minds. You know we're lifting consciousness all the time. You know we're lifting consciousness all the time. You know we're lifting consciousness. Love is a solution. Love is a solution.
Y'all sing
baby.
along.
Love is the solution.
Yeah.
Love is the solution, baby. Love is the solution. Love is the solution, baby. Love is the solution. You know we're lifting consciousness all the time.
Road of creation.
You know we're lifting consciousness all the time.
All day long.
You know we're lifting consciousness all the time. We're lifting consciousness all the time. Mahalo, everybody.